our City Life Groups. It's Pastor Chris. I hope you're doing awesome. Tonight's going to be a great night. This last weekend, as you remember, we talked about the order and the priority of the way that we spend our money, how we think about our money. We talked about the ideas of a treasure of earth or the treasure of heaven, and that God so loved the world, he gave himself. He gave his only son. That's how valuable he saw the world. Do we see other people who don't know God the same way? Are we compelled to build and store up for ourselves people in heaven, treasures in heaven? Because that's what he wants us to do. Now, he doesn't leave us out there without any information of how to do it. We just have to reverse the order of what we get taught on earth. And the right order is not spend, save a little what I can and give whatever I can at the end. It's no. Worship God. Come first before God and worship God, which means everything I have is yours, God, and I honor you with the tithe. So we give first, then we save. It's biblical to save. God teaches us to save. He wants us to save. And so we save, and then after that, we spend. And we spend wisely. We're on a budget. We calculate what we have. The Bible says that before a builder builds a building, he considers the cost. Meaning, before you begin to spend your money, before you build your life, you build out the month of expenses, consider the cost of where your money wants, or rather needs to go. So I want you to spend some time talking about this. Talk about the area of the heart, because here's what we learned. Generosity is a heart issue, okay? It's not a money issue. It's not an income issue, because there are rich people who are not generous, and there are poor people who are really generous. It doesn't matter how much you do or don't have. It matters what's going on in your heart. Is that beam of the light that comes from having a good eye, a generous heart, is it beaming from you? Do people look in here and say, wow, I want to be more like that? Because that's what God's people did back in the day, and it's what changed the world. They saw this poor amount of people with low income giving generously to each other, sharing, loving, caring. And people said, man, that is real. I want some of that. Let's change the world with our generosity. Let's be the church God's called us to be. Let's learn how to give. Let's learn how to save, and let's learn how to spend in that order. And when we order our lives and prioritize them the way God calls us to, we were walking in his wisdom. We will be able to walk with his blessings. I love you guys. Have a great night. We're going to do it. We're changing the world. See you guys.